For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. For all No Identity merchandise, hats, hoodies and t-shirts, follow the link in the description down below to the No Identity Fan Fibre website. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 19 of Season 2 here at Chelsea. The transfer window has slammed shut. Deals have been made, a big one by us in fact, with Coutinho going out and Alexandro coming in, and big moves all around the window were made as well, to be fair. We had a look at them in a little bit more detail at the end of the last episode, so check that if you missed it. But we're starting today with a game in the FA Cup, actually, against Brighton after making our way through to the Carabao Cup final. And we'll follow that up with a game midweek against Huddersfield. And then we'll have a squad report, because things have changed since we did one last. And we're also going to be addressing the fact that I still have a decent amount of money left to spend this window, this season, because of course you can now do transfer and dealings outside of the actual transfer window, and we also have players that we were hoping to move on and weren't able to, so player swap deals might be a thing of the present in this episode or in the remainder of this season. But we'll start with Brighton. Drop the video a like if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any more content, and hopefully, now that we've gotten ourselves through to the Carabao Cup final, we can get ourselves further towards an FA Cup final too. Driving forward from centre back straight into Tony Kroos. Wow, Goldson with the block. That would have been a very good way to start the game. Hazard with the corner. Christensen's underneath it. Can't win the header, but Aymeric Laporte will recover possession. Tony Kroos, bit of space. What can you say to a goal of that quality from a player of that quality? There aren't enough superlatives, I'm afraid, for me to accurately describe how good a hit that was from Tony Kroos. The movement with the shot as it came in from a central area to go towards that far top corner, to be a good angle for it hopefully, hits it centrally and watch it just bend away. It ends up right in the top right hand corner. The keeper just didn't stand a chance there, unfortunately. Matthew Ryan, he tried his best, couldn't get anywhere near it. It's Chelsea 1, Brighton 0 in the opening few moments. I've started a full-strength side here against Brighton. We did play rotation sides in the Carabao Cup, but the FA Cup is obviously more important competition to us. So we're going to start stronger teams in the competition this year, unless, of course, the opposition isn't quite as difficult to play against or quite as taxing as Premier League opposition. We have been fairly lucky so far in our league drawings, or cup drawings, sorry, should I say, in the League Cup and the FA Cup, but we haven't really come up against any of the big sides yet. We've had to wait until the final of the Carabao Cup to face someone of the size of Liverpool. So if we could have a similar run in the FA Cup, I'd be delighted. Already in one cup final. We can get one step closer to another here, and then the Champions League starts up again sooner rather than later, so perhaps we could take another step closer to a third cup this season. It's Izzy Brown. Nice turn. Trying to get the ball off him but can't. Anthony Knockaert driving down the line into Jafra Sakho, new signing for Brighton. That's a good ball in, and Alexandro has to head behind for a corner to Brighton. This be Izquierdo to stand it up into the middle. Good delivery actually. Knockaert cleared off the line by Alexandro. It was drilled low, and Anthony Knockaert got a good shot in there, and thankfully Alexandro was right place, right time. Similarly to Kieran Gibbs in the previous game we played against West Brom, a man on the line to clear it away. Unfortunately for Brighton, they aren't in a position that I was in the West Brom game, already 3-0 up by the time Kieran Gibbs made that goal line clearance. They're actually 1-0 down here as Alexandro made the goal line clearance, but I'm glad he was there. That's what we bought him for, to have that sort of impact defensively. I'm going to drive inside here to then go outside to Eden Hazard and actually go back to Tony Kroos, squeeze it through looking for Isco, but Drame cuts it out well. Abraham into Tony Kroos. Were you offside there, Hazard? I think you might well have been. No whistle so far, so the answer is no. Kante receives the ball, turns well. There's Tammy Abraham in the box, and deadly as ever. Chelsea 2, Brighton 0 in the 28th minute. I think that might be already the game getting away from Brighton. Lovely turn by Kante, and the space there to play Tammy Abraham into. He had enough space to take the touch and take it further away from the centre-back, and the wing-back nowhere near him, having his shirt tugged out there quite heavily by Shane Duffy, but the ball flies into the back of the net, and we lead by 2. Kante to Pereira. Fire that through there to Tammy Abraham, who's done well. Kante to Cruz to Tammy Abraham. Oh, good turn. Tammy Abraham. Bury that. Good save, Matthew Ryan. That time he actually stopped the ball from going into the back of the net, wasn't it? Corner's come in from Eden Hazard. Great delivery. Christensen underneath it, but that's probably the worst header on goal he's ever had in his career. Isco to Kante. Tammy's looking to get in behind. Kante being shepherded backwards, but Tammy Abraham played in. Oh, the footwork from the youngster. The finish from the youngster. Or did he save that? Matthew Ryan seems rather impressed with himself there. Did he get something on that? We did. It looked as if he'd just fallen over. I didn't actually see the touch at first glance. What a save by the goalkeeper. Eden Hazard with the cross. Underneath that is Alexandra off the bar. So very, very close to his first goal in a Chelsea shirt. But just a couple of inches too high with the header. Did really well at the near post to actually beat the defender in the air. And he's going to have to beat someone in the air again here. He's done well to rise up and win that. Eden Hazard inside to Isco. We'll go to Kante first. Tammy's there. And is Isco going to make that run forward? He did, but the pass was rather poor. Easy Brown. That's Anthony Knockaert. Come the closest for Brighton so far to getting a goal with that one cleared off the line by Alexandro from the corner. I'll try and head that home. We've done well with Christensen. Courtois will recover quite nicely. It looks like it's going to be 2-0 at half-time. We've been dominant, as you would have expected, with a side as strong as our starting 11 against a side like Brighton. But we could always do with an extra goal just to make sure. I'll put it into Izzy Brown. Good turn. I'm nervous about the guy on the far side, and it's Anthony Knockaert that's pushing forward here, but Pereira has cut him off at the pass. Willian will turn. Go on, Pereira. Go for the overlap. There we go. Thank you very much. I'll drive into the space. Tammy Abraham, rather unfortunately for me, just seemed to try and take up himself. Isco with the turn. Oh, not that there for Tammy, though. Under control. There is not a third. There is a third. Tammy Abraham gets to the loose ball first. Came close earlier on with one that was a similar opportunity, actually, that was just touched onto or round the post by the goalkeeper. That time the keeper got nothing on it, but off the woodwork, Tammy just stretching and getting there first. Two defenders couldn't beat him to it. It is Chelsea 3, Brighton 0 now. That will be game over. We're through to the next round of the FA Cup. Try that cross there to Alexandro. Get through that gap there to Isco. It's nicely done. Kante's got space to run into here. Not renowned for his shots from the edge of the box, but that one goes in. Actually, a similar kind of finish to the one he scored against Manchester United in real life last season. It was probably about 12 months ago now, if not a little bit more, but killing it across his body into that far bottom corner. It beat David De Gea then, and it's beaten Matthew Ryan now. It's Chelsea 4, Brighton 0. Izquierdo into Sacco. Thought about going out wide with a pass there. Decided against it, but Izzy Brown having a little bit of a tangle with Thibaut Courtois there. They're making a substitution. But they haven't been good enough here, Brighton. And for those that, there have been a lot of people, or a handful of people in the comment section recently questioning that I'd altered the sliders again, when I quite simply haven't. I've actually upped the sliders back up to 60 goalkeeping ability, up from 50 and 55 to where it was a while ago, and the other sliders just haven't changed at all. They're still very heavily in favour of the AI. So for those people that have been questioning the scorelines recently, it just happens to be that I'm in a decent run of form rather than the game actually having been altered manually. So I apologise to kind of thwart your conspiracy theories there, unfortunately for you. But things are as they are, and I'm just in good form. I'm playing good football. We have an extremely strong side, which obviously helps. And then on top of that, I've just been scoring some really good goals, like that Toni Kroos belter from the edge of the box. So I apologise that your conspiracy theories aren't correct. I'm just actually doing quite well right now. And it all seems to stem around this guy, Tammy Abraham, since he came into the side on a permanent basis ahead of Alvaro Morata. Things like this just keep happening. Isco in at cam and Tammy Abraham up top rather than Coutinho and Morata, and the goals keep on flying. Superb counter-attack, wonderful finish into the top corner. Chelsea 5, Brighton 0. Izquierdo driving forward and slots through. Sacco, hitting the bar, or the corner of the post and bar. That was a decent effort there, really nice move. Izzy Brown going off for Brighton. They've had chances to get goals in this game, And had that one earlier on in the game, in the first half, not been cleared off the post by Alexandro and had actually gone into the back of the net, things might have been completely different in this game. Hazard does well there to hold off Shalotto, but the shot is blocked by the secondary defender. Isco wins it back though, and Hazard has the chance to turn again and can't make it 6, thanks to a great save from the outrushing Matthew Ryan. Can we still, however, get a 6th? Cross comes in, Christensen with a header. Keeper does well. 5 minutes to go and 5-0. Kind of Pereira forward to Charlie Musonda, who's just come on to Tammy. He'll keep the run going there, Charlie Musonda, and the pace hopefully will be too much for the defence to handle. I'll drill it across the box. It's gotten there well. Bakayoko, wow. He's literally been on the pitch a matter of seconds, Bakayoko, and he's right place, right time with superb... Look at how much space he's got there, the number 14 in the middle. He's got so much space and the technique's brilliant. Just puts his foot straight through it. Chelsea 6, Brighton 0. This is possibly our best win of the save so far. Or biggest win of the save so far. I'm pretty sure it is actually 6-0. We've gotten a 6-2 before. And a 5-0 or a 5-1. But I'm not sure we've gotten a 6... Thought for a minute they were going to ruin my my moment there. We've not gotten a 6-0. It was very close to 6-1 there, with the effort going past the post. But Hazard will knock this back. No, he won't. There's the final whistle. Chelsea 6, Brighton 0 in the FA Cup. I don't think that could quite possibly have gone any better, do you? Complete and utter domination again. Our team right now is so good. A lot of replays going to be coming from this particular round, though. Palace hold Manchester United to a 2-2 draw. Similarly, Cardiff from Ipswich, Bournemouth and Watford. And I didn't glance down any further to see what else was happening. So we'll push forward into the game against Huddersfield. And then we will adjust... well, we'll have a squad report. And I have a few things that I'd like to query you about, to be honest, with regards to future transfers. Jack and Maddox has rejected the loan move to Carlisle, unfortunately, and we've had a big transfer offer in for Andreas Christensen of £32.3 million from Atletico Madrid. The bids, as you can see, 29.5, 31, 32.3. The bids are getting bigger, but they're also all going to be rejected. Andreas Christensen is going absolutely nowhere. We'll push forward now into the game against Huddersfield to see if we can get 3 points in the league. 4-2-3-1 for Huddersfield. Aaron Moy in there at cam, Mooney up top, Thomas Ince out wide. It's not a very strong team. We have just absolutely hammered Brighton. I'm playing a rotated side because this game is coming up midweek, but still players like Bakayoko and Alvaro Morata in here. So it's not exactly a weak team, despite the fact it has 0 first-team players in it. Actually, no, that's a lie because Thibaut Courtois is still between the sticks. But Morata here, immediately involved. We'll look for Casey Palmer, but the pass, unfortunately, is deflected. Could win it back, but no, Jorgensen actually does me by not moving. Just stood there with the ball at his feet and didn't actually commit to doing anything, and that meant I couldn't take the ball off him. Morata again looking for Casey Palmer, this time does find him. There are people in the middle to look for, but Baumgartel gets there to stop me from scoring. Charlie Musonda with the cross. In it comes, Kennedy's up, wins the header, but that's simple for David Surya. There's a sad and Moy. 1-0 Huddersfield. Oh, they got in down the side, and then 3 attempts Aaron Moy had there to try and tack it home. Thibaut Courtois doing his absolute best to keep it out, but unfortunately, just by hammering on the door again and again and again, Assad got down the line. Moy with the effort. 1-0 Huddersfield. Assad again flicked on in behind. Zappacosta trying to close him down. It's a good turn. Plays it inside to Ince, to Mooney, and it's 2-0 Huddersfield. There's something about Huddersfield Town that doesn't agree with me. The last time we played them, we lost by 2-1, if you remember, up at the Kirklees Stadium. And after 18 minutes, we find ourselves again 2 goals behind. Great finish by Mooney. Right, Tez, you just beat Brighton 6-0. You're now 2-0 down against Huddersfield. Sort your life out. Bakayoko tackles the man. Casey Palmer quickly around the corner to Alvaro Morata. Casey Palmer is going to continue that run. Oh, it's a lovely ball through by Morata. And Casey Palmer kicks that straight at the keeper. Come on, Casey, you are better than that. That would have been a great way to immediately hit back and get myself back in the game with plenty of time to look for an equaliser. As it stands, though, we are still 2-0 down. A really, really gilt-edged opportunity there for Casey Palmer that he has thwarted with an awful finish. Into Kennedy, and look for Morata. Casey Palmer could be in again here. and almost is. I will turn, and I needed Morata in more space. There's Kennedy. Get it on your left foot. I can't. Bakayoko. Oh no, that was me trying to tackle with Casey Palmer. The registered press of the B button. That's frustrating. Giving the ball straight back to them, but they've given it straight back to me. Aspie with a great header there, actually. Casey Palmer will turn back the other way. Look for Morata, who spun well. Alvaro Morata in on his left foot, or blocks by Baumgartel again. It's twice he's gotten in between me and the goal. Kennedy with the whip. Oh, it's a dangerous ball in, but David Soria comes and claims well. Here's Assad. Moy's making the run. I read that, but I couldn't quite get to it with Aspie, and Aaron Moy can't make it 3-0. Thankfully, Courtois with a great throw over the top. Casey Palmer will pick up the loose ball. Just poke up there to ensure that it gets to Kennedy. I've got Morata in a good position, but I don't fancy being able to squeeze it through to him without giving the ball away. Casey Palmer into Morata here. Goes short there. And Charlie Musonda's around the outside. Oh, but Barreca cuts it out. Trying my best here to get myself back into the game. Nice turn by Morata. Morata with a bit of space. Alvaro Morata. There's a finish. That's the Morata of old. That's what I need from him. It's Chelsea 1, Huddersfield 2. We've 39 minutes to get at least one more, if not two, and win the game. Palmer into Van Hinkel. Looking for Morata. Oh, it's a great first touch. He needs to show good strength. I'm actually just going to try and bend this. Alvaro Morata has single-handedly turned this game around. In a space of, what, 3 minutes? 4 minutes? Great first touch. Driving forward, neither defender or midfielder knew whether to commit or not. In the end, nobody did. So Alvaro committed, puts it in the top bins. This is the Morata from last season. This is what I've needed all season long. Maybe, if he keeps this up, he might see himself back in the starting lineup ahead of Tammy Abraham. But it's going to take a lot to replace Tammy Abraham right now, because he's in just as good a goal-scoring form as Morata has ever been in this save. It's a nice 1-2 with Mooney and Assad there, though. But Rudiger sticks out a foot. I've actually given it back to them by tackling with Zappacosta. And Assad back to Mooney. Cross comes in. Oh, good. Oh, no, get there. Oh, I thought Aaron Moy was just going to slot that home then. But Luke Shaw gets a vital interception. Ball down the line to Assad. He's going to cut back. He didn't. He's caught me out. Courtois comes and claims. Oh, that got a little bit hectic, didn't it? It's 2-2 now with half an hour to go. 1-2. Driving into that space, they thought I was going to go out wide. I didn't. Charlie Musonda's still going here. What a run. What a run from Charlie Musonda. The fake Rabona, the ball into the middle. The defender's in the way. The clearance. Oh no. Van Hinkel. I'll give that to Dave, and then we'll try and work it out down this left-hand side. Luke Shaw to Kennedy. Casey Palmer making a good run. Takes it in his stride well. We will turn and look for a teammate, and it's Kennedy. Keeps it low, but good save by Soria and cleared away by Barreca before Alvaro Morata can pounce to get his and our third goal. Please keep that in, Charlie. Thank you. Oh, that's a good turn as well. And he's still going here, Charlie Musonda, into the box. He's got a 5-star weak foot, but Baumgartel is in the way for the umpteenth time in this game. 20 minutes to go. Charlie Musonda going off, and Willian coming on. I'm just going to knock this down here for Casey Palmer. Oh, Christ, what hit. David Soria with a really good save, but that was hit fairly ferociously. Willian with the whip. Keeper's going to come, and he's going to get there, unfortunately. Still time for either side to win it, or, of course, for nothing to happen and it be a draw. Sure. Forward to Willian, who's just come on. Down the line looking for Alvaro Morata. What a ball from Willian. He's taking his stride here. The angle is too tight to shoot from. Can I find Bakayoko in the middle? Yes, we can. Oh, what a save! David Soria. I was certain that Bakayoko was going to score there. How has he kept that out? Unbelievable reactions from the goalkeeper. I can't believe that. Oh, it's still 2-2. Morata with the turn. There's Casey Palmer rushing through. Here is Marco Van Hinkel, who's been in great goal-scoring form. And he does it again. It's Chelsea 3, Huddersfield 2. We've turned it around in the second half. 2-0 down at the break. 3-2 up 10 minutes from time. Don't ask me how I've done it. I don't know, but it has happened and I'm thrilled. Chelsea 3, Huddersfield 2. Zappacosta into Van Hinkel. Isco's there. We'll just quit that quickly, nicely to Bakayoko. Morata with the turn. That's a great turn. Is he going to get a hat-trick? No, he's not. Good save by David Soria. Kennedy picks up the loose ball, crosses it in. We could still get a third, but it's not going to come there. Or fourth even. What am I even talking about a third? We already got a third. I need a fourth. I don't need a fourth. I might need a fourth. It depends how well Huddersfield do in the final few moments. But for now, we're just looking for that fourth and we haven't got it yet. Shaw, forward into Kennedy. Isco's making the run forward. He's come off the bench and runs straight into Amadou. I tried to turn inside there and failed miserably. There is still time. Oh, how has Aaron Moy been able to turn me there? There is still time for Huddersfield to get themselves back in this. Had to make some sort of challenge there with Willian and he'll pick up a yellow card. Now, if they're surely just going to have to lump this into the box here, Huddersfield, because there is not much time left. But they've not committed too many men forward. There's still 3 defenders back with a 4th in midfield there. They have thrown it into the box, so Mooney's flicked it on, but it's gone wide, and there is the final whistle. Payback against Huddersfield Town. That very nearly was a secondary defeat to them. After 18 minutes, things looked bleak. At half-time, things looked bleak, but at full-time, very much in my favour by 3 goals to 2. We'll jump back now and have a squad report, and then I'll run you through what I think I'm going to do transfer-wise, or what I'd like to do transfer-wise, and what opinions I need from you guys transfer-wise between now and the end of the season. Right, let's have a look through then, shall we? Thibaut Courtois and Brown both improving, actually. Brown up 4, although I am training him, of course, and Thibaut up 1 to 91 overall now. Probably the second best goalkeeper in the save behind Neuer, unless David De Gea has grown as well. I'm not sure whether he has or not. Oliveira has grown a little bit, but another youngster out on loan that hasn't really shown any real sign of getting anywhere near my first team anytime soon. Sterling has played a couple of times for me, but he's 67 rated, so he's not going to get anywhere near my first team. Zappacosta is up 1 to 81. Again, not really going to threaten Ricardo Pereira, who's up 2 to 84 since coming in this season. Still only 25 years of age and growing very well technically, as you can see there, across the board, which is brilliant. Thank you for that suggestion for Pereira. Matt Miazga is up 1, out on loan at Bologna. Jake Clark-Salter is up 1, out on loan at Blackburn Rovers. David Luiz, no change in his stats, which is interesting, at 31 years of age, but I am trying to move him on. I just can't seem to be able to get any offers in for him. Kurt Zuma is up 1 despite minimal football this year, but good to see him still growing. Means that, we really don't need to look elsewhere in the transfer windows for centre-backs. I have a number of them. Rudiger is up 1 to 84, although that has been the case for a while and he hasn't played too much football recently. Kenneth Omoroa growing, trying to get rid of him on loan, but that hasn't happened. Chalobah trying to move him out on loan, but that hasn't happened. He played a lot of football last year, actually, but not this year. Christensen up 1 to 84. Azpilicueta also up 1 to 87 now, but his first team opportunities will be more limited now than they were. Aymeric Laporte up 1 to 86 overall now since coming in this season. Luke Shaw up 1 to 81, but unfortunately for him, Alexandro is going to be the first name on the team sheet at left back, 88 rated, one of the highest rated players we have at the club. I'm very pleased to have brought him in. He's been exceptional so far, I have to be honest. Humberto Sanchez is growing okay, up 3 this year. We are training him a little bit, but not too much. Xavi Perez is up 6 to 67. We are definitely training him. You can see he's getting better in the tackling stats. I would like to train his passing a little bit more if I can. I might actually move his training on towards passing away from the tackling now that his tackling is starting to get pretty decent at just 18 years of age. Bakayoko, 84 rated, up 1 this year. Again, first team football limited for him. N'Golo Kante up 1 to 90 rated. He's N'Golo Kante. There's a reason I declined an £80+ million bid from Paris Saint-Germain. Jeremy Boga, not grown at all out on loan, unfortunately, despite the fact that a few of his individual stats have gone up. Maddox, a youngster that I'm really not bothered about. He's growing, but 63 rated at 20 years of age. He's not going to get anywhere near my first team. Charlie Musonda is up 1 to 79 and continues to put in good performances whenever he plays. What are his actual goal contributions? 5 goals, 2 assists in 18 games. 3 goals in the Carabao Cup run so far, and 1 in the FA Cup. He's good enough to play a rotation role, but not really good enough to start yet. Barbier is a youngster. Of course, we brought up 4-star actually, which is good. Physical stats look okay. Technicals are growing, which is good news. Reece James tried to move him out on loan recently, but rejected it. Kyle Scott, we haven't got any bids in for at all. Pasalic is growing well, up 1 to 80 rated overall, but the more impressive mid-20s midfielder that we have at the club is Marco van Ginkel, who's been actually very, very good this season. 6 goals in 10 appearances, plus 2 assists. He's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Cesc Fabregas down 1 to 84. Again, tried to move him on, no bids. Isco up 1 to 88. More influential since getting that first team spot back. And playing very, very well indeed this season. Tony Kroos, 90 rated, no change in any stat for him, it appears. No, that's the case, but 5 goals for him, all of which have been extremely high quality. Kennedy, up 1 overall to 75. Kennedy's a strange one. Doesn't play that often for me, although he's got 10 appearances. But he's 23 now, and being 75 rated at 23 years of age, is that really good enough? I don't think it is. I think Kennedy might leave us. Oh, I backed out. I didn't mean to do that. I think Kennedy might leave us. I've literally just made that decision on the spot right there and then. Where were we? Left mids. So I think Kennedy's going to go. We are looking to sell Pedro as well. And speaking of the wide players, we'll get there in a moment. Casey Palmer, 75 rated at 22 years of age. He actually has had a good contribution. Kennedy, well, a similar contribution to Kennedy, but Casey Palmer, a player that I feel like I get on better with in that central role, so I'm more inclined to lean towards him to stay. He's up 2 this season. Kylian Hazard also up 2, out on loan at Nottingham Forest right now. Pedro we're looking to sell. He's down 1 overall. Willian has now dropped in overall rating. His technicals and his physicals are starting to drop. So, add to transfer list. This is the one deal I want to do between now and the end of the season. The main deal I want to do. Willian out of the club for a new starting right-sided midfielder. I was hoping that I'd be able to do something in January, but bids didn't materialise. So Willian will leave. If we aren't able to do something between now and the end of the season, then we'll do it in the summer. But he's valued at 24 million. He's on a lot wage-wise. We could use him as make weight in a deal, and I've got 50 plus million to spend as well to be able to replace him with. So a right-sided winger or midfielder of first-team quality to come in to replace Willian. Let me know. Alvaro Morata got 2 goals in the last game. Despite having a poor season, 13 goals and 7 assists in 23 games is still pretty good. Although he has drastically improved in the past couple of episodes, because the 5 or 6 before that he was woeful. Up 1 is Michy Batshuayi this season. He's got 1 goal in 6 games and hasn't played in a very long time, because this man, Tammy Abraham, has burst onto the scene. Finishing of 87 now, which is up 9. Shot power up 9. Ball control up 9. Dribbling up 10. And his technicals are doing well as well. How many goals has he got this season? 16 in 14 games. That is why I was looking to sell Michy Batshuayi and or Alvaro Morata in January, because Tammy Abraham has just decided that he wants to be one of the best players in the Premier League. One of the best strikers in the Premier League, and I'm quite happy that he's made that decision. Up 1 is Nathan, 22 years of age, 74 rated, out on loan at Bordeaux. It's frustrating. Up to 76 rated now, though, is Ewan Mason, out on loan at Newcastle. That's good news. I'd like his physicals to improve more, though. If he's going to be a decent player on that left-hand side, he's going to need better strength, he's going to need much better acceleration and sprint speed, and those particular stats just aren't growing, which is a shame. Technically, though, he's getting there. Wagner, he has similar problems with regards to his physicals, and his technicals are growing well, but he's still only 68 rated at 18 years of age. Ignazar is, well, Ignazar. So it's going to be a simple case of he stays. My first team left-sided midfielder. 10 goals for him so far this season and 3 assists. 91 rated, one of the best players in the entire save. So we're looking to replace Willian as soon as possible, but I don't know who to replace him with. With regards other players to leave the club, Pedro Batshuayi, David Luiz and Cesc Fabregas are all at the bottom of this list now. They will leave if I get bids in for them, either between now and the end of the season, so that we can then utilise other monies, or in the summer transfer window, as many of them as possible. I won't make the Willian deal or the Willian replacement deal as soon as possible, because if we do get any other transfer offers in between now and the end of the season, then we might be able to raise some extra funds to then do a deal with regards to Willian replacement later in the year to raise more funds, so that we actually waste less, if you see what I mean. So if there's no point making the deal now for Willian plus 50 million for someone, if I then end up selling David Luiz or Cesc Fabregas for like 30 plus million, that would be a waste of that 30 million, because I then couldn't do anything with it. So I might as well wait till the last month. If we get any other sales through, then we might have Willian plus 80 or 90 million to be able to bring in a new right-sided midfielder. So we've got time for between yourselves and myself to come up with a replacement on that right-hand side of midfield. And if nothing comes up, then nothing comes up and we'll do it in the summer. But if we can get it done between now and the end of the year, that would be my preference. We are top of the Premier League as it stands, but as you can clearly see, Manchester United have a game in hand and can go 2 points clear again. However, our goal difference is vastly superior. So if they draw that game in hand, we will stay top. 15 games to go in the Premier League. We are in the final of the Carabao Cup. I don't believe the next round of the FA Cup has been drawn yet. I will quickly check my calendar just to ensure that that's correct. Everton, Watford and Manchester United coming up in the next episode. Then it's Champions League football again. That's the Carabao Cup final. Very empty month of March. And then a very busy month of April. But of course there will be an FA Cup game to be drawn at some point between now and the middle of March. So that will be added in. For now, though, that's all for today. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any more. And between ourselves, between now and the end of the season, we will decide... I just saw that Rico thing there. That's not Sergio Rico. So I thought earlier, I can't remember where I mentioned that, whether it was this episode or the last one. But I mentioned about Sergio Rico and Everton. It's not Sergio Rico, it's a different Rico. So that previous point I made that was either in today's video or yesterday's is now null and void. But yes, between ourselves, we will decide what to do with a Willian replacement between now and the end of the season and hopefully get something done so that we don't waste that £50 million we've got sat there, or more subsequently if other players move on. But for now, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.